It's a really unique idea, and I really like the title, works well with it. But you know how you said how the amulet would get destroyed? Have you got any specifics on how that's going to happen yet, or is it just like...
Well, again, destroyed is just an idea. He could also lose it, or drop it, or someone could steal it. But we've not got a specific idea on how it's going to get destroyed. But just that it will, or he'll be unable to use his power in some other kind of way.
In like the structure of your narrative, the climax of like the high point of the structure, would that be like him like losing the amulet, or like what would be the climax of the story?
I think the climax was going to be like when he sort of discovers the power, and like when it gets destroyed is more the resolution.
Okay.
I liked that you used weather in your contingency plan, as not a lot of people sort of think about it, and it's good to plan forward because if obviously the weather's bad, then you might have to think of a few shots that you could do differently, which you have done, which was really, really effective. That was good.
I think it was really cool how you made all the techniques really evident, but it would be nice to have or to see a more clearer structure and what's actually going to happen, like the rising, the climax and the falling. That'd be really cool.
I really like the concept of the film, and I really like the title as well. What kind of techniques would you use to convey he now has magical powers? Would you use like stop motion or a change in editing or something like that?
I was thinking like maybe a slower pace in cuts to show that it's something to focus on more, and possibly like a slow motion effect too, and then maybe like colour correction to show that something magical was happening.
I don't know if I missed it, so it's just me missing it, but you talked about how the book and the amulet was going to cost like around £15. Like, have you planned out about how much everything else is going to cost? Like, is the location going to be free, or like is everything else free? Is it just those two that you've got to pay for, like no actors or anything?
That was the first things we thought of was about the amulet in the book. The location we were thinking that we could get for free, and we didn't know about like we didn't know if he'd need like a stereotypical magician's costume, or if he could do it in just like a jeans and a t-shirt kind of. It's just a relaxed rehearsal kind of thing. The amulet in the book was just like the basic first cost that we could think of that we might need to pay for.
I thought that, as you know, I like the idea. I think it's a good idea, and I like the name particularly. I think that works really well. But I agree with Zoe that I'm not sure what happens. So, how do we see him using his power for good? Or evil? Or whatever?
I think we haven't properly like got the ending yet, but we know that he's going to probably get greedy with it. I'm not sure what he's going to do yet, but
Okay.
and then that causes it to get destroyed.
Okay, because that's going to involve a whole new set of locations, isn't it? If we see him lots of different places using the power for lots of different things. See what I mean? I think maybe... Can you think of any other way that it could work?
For what bit?
So, he finds the amulet, he realises he can use it for telekinesis, but then we need... It's like the middle bit's missing.
Maybe you should try and find an easier power rather than telekinesis if it does become a struggle that you can't really edit it together well, or find different ways of him moving things with his mind, because that might come across as a struggle further on along the line. So like have a backup power as well. Just to
Perhaps he
make
could
it simpler.
disappear. Perhaps it makes him disappear. Oh.
That's a good idea.
Oh. I don't know. How would you use that for good though? I can only think of evil things.
So
Can't think of anything good. Huh?
Save people from burning buildings.
Yeah, but you could have to do. You have to be invisible, and you don't have to be invisible to do that. Just saying.
someone just get carried out and it's like, who's doing that?
What about teleportation? Something like that.
Teleportation.
That's what I meant. I thought you were talking about teleportation, not being invisible.
Maybe even the invisibility, they could like stop someone stealing something. Because obviously they can't see them coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, with like things that he can move his mind, it can just be like automatic doors for like a train door opening. He can like, we can get the idea that he's opening it with his mind.
What about mind control?
Mind control.
Yeah, then he could be like,
Like Star
Staring
Wars.
at it. Or like reading their minds.
yeah, you could, if you did mind control, you could,
Like Obi-Wan.
yeah, you could say like, you could have something simple like, you could try and convince a person behind a bar to give them like free alcohol or something like that. You know, like the really expensive champagne.
Yeah, like when
Yes.
people take them up on
That's
stage
a good
and they're
idea.
like, you're a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Oh, so that's a magic trick though. Oh, is it? He could have
Like down brown,
Yeah.
like Darren Brown. Yeah, you could have somebody on the stage with him, or in his rehearsal, a friend of his, that he's doing the magic tricks on.
And his friend